Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to take a look at some confirmed reprints which are coming to Japan, and quite frankly, these are a big deal. Now, starting off, we're not going to spend a huge amount of time looking at this because we did talk about this the other day, but Eevee Heroes has now been confirmed. I've done some digging, as has the lovely Primal Lugia, and it seems like Eevee Heroes, Brace Gaming has tweeted about this as well. It is now confirmed. I told you previously, when I did the video about Eevee Heroes the other day, I don't do these videos unless I'm sure. If I don't believe 100% that they are coming, or at least like 95%, then I'm not showing you the video. If I'm bringing these videos, it's because I believe that these reprints are actually happening, and that seems to be the case. Because I showed you Eevee Heroes the other day, and I told you that this is basically the one set where the price just isn't coming down. I showed you this image from Amazon Japan, where you're talking about 20,000 yen per box. That's about 4 times RRP. And generally speaking, you know, older sets might go to double, but they don't go to quadruple, not this fast. I showed you over on eBay, boxes selling for $225 and $270. These are absurd prices. Now, I've had a few people tell me I'm trying to manipulate the market with it. I don't know what people are going on about. I'm bringing you the news. There's a reprint coming. I'm telling you there's a reprint coming. That's the news. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It is no more nefarious than that. Expect the price to come down in the short term, but Eevee Heroes has been the set in the Sword and Shield era. I wouldn't expect a big long-term downturn, but maybe it could. Remember, VMAX Climax was that set as well, and it sold out everywhere and was impossible to get hold of. And it's still online at the Pokémon Center over in Japan. It is still somehow available. So maybe we get that big reprint for Eevee Heroes. I still don't think we will, incidentally. I would imagine it would be a smaller reprint, but I don't know. This is pure guesswork on my part. It could be a gigantic reprint. I personally hope it is. That would be wonderful. Of course, we know by now that it's not just the boxes, it's also the singles for Eevee Heroes, which have just gotten just completely out of hand. I showed you Leafy on VMAX the other day over on Macari and TCG Player, and on TCG Player it's like a $100 card, but over on Macari it's basically like a 35,000 yen card. I don't know, exchange rates are going a little bit all over the place at the moment, but as it stands at the moment, 35,000 yen is not coming in at $100, it's coming in nearer 250. So these singles are getting a little bit silly as well. So the point is, Eevee Heroes does seem to be coming back. It is important to note, I would only expect, and I want to be wrong about this, I would only expect booster boxes. Now I want it to be more. There is the Eevee Heroes VMAX box, and the special set with the alternate art Espeon VMAX. I would love it if they got reprinted as well. I've only heard about booster boxes. I've only seen online stores listing the booster boxes, and that would be my expectation. I would actually be more keen to buy these VMAX sets because I really want the rest of the VMAXs. Because remember, Flareon, Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Espeon are only available in this box. The honest answer is, expect booster boxes unless it's, unless we hear otherwise. But there are other things coming out here as well. Turns out we are getting reprints of a couple of other sets, including Fusion Arts. Now, this is a weird one to me, because Fusion Arts doesn't really represent very much in terms of a desperate must-buy-it set. Because everything that was in Fusion Arts ended up over in Fusion Strike, and it's not like Eevee Heroes, yeah? Eevee Heroes is the set that brought us all of the Eevees. And that's a big deal. That is a very, very big deal. This, it's just not. And I'm not saying there aren't cards in there that we might particularly want. I'm not saying that, you're not going to want the alternate art Mew in Japanese. But I am saying that whereas Eevee Heroes has gone absolutely silly, over the top nuts in terms of value, Fusion Arts just hasn't. You know, if we go over onto Amazon Japan, I can get a box of Fusion Arts right now for 6,667 yen. Well, the RRP is about 5,000 yen. So, like I've said, we're not talking a set along the same lines as Eevee Heroes here. It's a cool set, don't get me wrong, but the reason why Eevee Heroes is so good is it's got all of the Eevees and those prices have gone nuts. This pretty much just has Mew. Doesn't make it a bad set by any stretch, but I do think it's fair to say that it's not on the same level, and I don't necessarily think that's particularly a bad thing. Now, the other set which is being reprinted is actually an even older set again. It's Astonishing Volk Tackle, which is, yeah. Now, Astonishing Volk Tackle was Sword and Shield 4. This basically made up Vivid Voltage. So, it's not entirely Vivid Voltage. We know that Japanese, we get mini sets and main sets that come in to make a set for us. But basically, this was the majority of Vivid Voltage. And again, I don't want to be a little bit reductive here, but we're basically talking about a chance to get the Japanese Pika. Not to put too fine a point on it, but that's basically what we're talking about. In terms of secret rares, this was a set that only actually had 21 secret rares, which is a pretty big deal, honestly, in terms of small sets. But, you know, you got your Rainbow Pika, and that's basically it, if I'm honest with you. Again, not to be too reductive, but you're basically talking, can I pull that Rainbow Pika? The set as a whole is fine, but it, you know, not unlike Fusion Arts, you're really looking at that one card that you're really looking to go to. And, you know, if we go over to Amazon Japan and have a little bit of a look at how much we're paying for booster boxes over there, this one has started to go up in price a little bit. You're talking about 15,000 yen. It's still not up there on the same level as Eevee Heroes, but this one has been jumping in price. Although I do think it's fair to say there is an age thing going on here, I think it's fair to say. This is an older set at this point. You know, you're talking about a set which is coming on for 2 years old. There is a point where the sets just get harder to get. Fusion Arts absolutely has not made that point yet. This has to some degree, and like I say, it is still the Pikachu set, so having these reprints, it's absolutely going to be nice. It's not on the same level as Eevee Heroes, but it's pretty good. The other thing which is apparently coming back is the Start Deck 100. Now, for me personally, this is one of my big regrets, so to speak, is that we never got this. This never happened. This was never a thing that we got. Now, what it basically was, for those of you that may be unaware, the Starter Deck 100 is basically, there are 100 decks, or it's actually 101 because there's a secret rare one. And when you buy one of these decks, you get one of the 100 decks at random. And there are secret rare cards that can only be found in there, which is kind of awesome. And, you know, in terms of sealed play, these are amazing. Marnie's Pride, incidentally, came from the Starter Deck 100 in Japan. The full art of that's the only place to actually go and get it. So, these are kind of cool. The thing is, these really haven't been... They're just not running out yet. Like these, I think they retail at around about 1,000 yen. Over on Amazon Japan, you can pick them up for like 1,500. They're really not terribly expensive. They haven't reached the heights of something like an Eevee Heroes. They're cool, don't get me wrong, but they're not absolutely vital. One thing I do find very interesting is a lovely Justin Basil has done a great job putting this together. We're actually missing quite a lot from the Start Deck 100. There are a whole bunch of cards that we don't have. So the alternate art of Stoutland V, for instance, we still don't have that one. The alternate art of Greedent V, as an example, we don't have that one yet. So there are a bunch missing. cards that we just haven't got yet. We'll get them at some point, don't get me wrong. But I do find it kind of interesting that, as it stands at the moment, those cards are still missing. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. There are reprints coming, and I don't think they're all made even, right? I absolutely think it's fair to say that this is... And actually, can we take one more look at that green of the alternate art? It is absolutely stunning. We need that in English sooner rather than later. But I do think it is fair to say that it's not the same between different sets, yeah? If we have a look at something like Eevee Heroes and compare that to something like Fusion Arts, it's not fair, okay? Clearly, Eevee Heroes is the more sought-after set. But these are still sets which are on the way out. These are still sets which are coming harder to find, and I love this. Because it's not just for what it says now, it's what it says for the future. Because could we see other sold-out sets coming back? Maybe, maybe not. I kind of hope we do. Either way, I like this, I'm a fan, and I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about a whole bunch of Pokemon stuff and other games and all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can join in with all the discussion we have. We've got a Discord over there. There's a pretty much weekly bonus pod where I answer all of your questions, like the lovely Keyraiden? Sorry for the pronunciation there. But lovely people like that. And of course, if you are a subscriber over there, you can get yourself shout-outs over on the videos. So Keyraiden there, or however it's pronounced. I'm really sorry if I'm getting it wrong. But lovely person who is a Patreon supporter, and I appreciate them very much indeed. So check that out if you're in the mood. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.